Hey, Breeze.
Hey guys, how's it going? Good to see you.
Hey, likewise, good. Hey, we're working on episode 2 for imaginary learning and wanted to know if you had a few minutes to answer a few questions for us.
Oh, right on. Yeah, that sounds cool. Let's do that.
All right, sweet. Hey, so we've noticed a lot of patterns in your work. Where do these patterns come from and what do they mean?
Oh, the patterns in my work, you can see a lot of lines and a lot of movements and spirals. A lot of it comes from my graffiti background, but a lot of it is inspired by older native patterns and designs too, like water designs. And yeah, it's just something that I've stuck with for a long time, and using it over and over again, it kind of became a signature style for me. So
Yeah, that's really cool.
yeah, thanks.
Animals, do they represent more than themselves?
Oh, the animals that I draw or paint. Yeah, so well, clearly we live in a desert area, although most of us are in the city, but the natural desert area that we live in has a lot of interesting different species of animals, other than your classic neighborhood dogs and cats hanging out on the block. But for me, those animals and the tribes that I come from in Native American culture, they all have different meanings and representations and stories behind them. Because I think at one point, well, let me say this, I guess. There are a lot of stories, there are a lot of different stories about those animals in my tribe's culture. And I think what a lot of them translate to, because they're not speaking literal, I think a lot of it is very poetic sometimes. What I think what they speak about is how our people here, hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, however long we've been living here in this valley, that the animals were sort of like teachers for us. Like we could watch them and understand like how they survived in this really crazy environment where it's super hot and dry. And if anything, I think it was a teaching moment for the people to be kind of like an aha, like, oh, okay, well then maybe we should, consider something like that, or yeah, I just think there's some deep lessons in those animals, and I really like to bring them and tie them in, and either way they're fun because people can recognize a giant, roadrunner or like a giant rattlesnake. People know what they are, so yeah, they're fun.
Nice, that's rad. A lot of your work seems representative of indigenous culture and tradition, but it also has your own unique style. Is that all on purpose?
Yeah, so the influences that I have in the work that I make, it's basically my personal experience of, like I was saying before, graffiti art, spray painting, but also where I come from and in my family history and my tribal history, all those things. I feel as I've grown older, I've understood that they've all made me who I am. All those different experiences, all those different histories and bloodlines that I carry, it's made my own experience unique to itself, and I can pick and choose those different things and incorporate them in the work that I make. And although some people may relate to one side more than the other, say somebody may relate to the graffiti side more, or they might relate to the animal side more, or the native side, like the man in the maze. Either way, I feel like it's a good jumping off point and a platform where it can engage more people. So I feel like it's important that way to try and bridge those gaps, because everybody's got different experiences. And even myself growing up, my own half brother and half sister, we grew up in the same sort of way, but we have way different experiences, and we're totally unique to ourselves as individual people. So yeah, it's all related. Anyways, I hope I answered that.
You have taught classes before. Do you think anyone can become an artist?
Yeah, I think Yeah, I have taught classes before. I've taught classes out on the res where I grew up at, and I think that as far as being an artist, I think what does that really mean? That can mean a whole lot of different things, but I really think being an artist, you're being a communicator in a different way. You're not vocally saying anything, but I think that we all have that deep down in us, like we have that inner voice, and on one hand, I think sometimes we just need a push to realize that we have that ability to express ourselves in that way. Where like myself, I'm not someone that can play music, but I can draw and I can paint. So I feel like that's another way for me to communicate. But I really think that from my experience working with younger people, that it's helped them to utilize that, to really work on finding other ways to operate in a society that always tells us, oh, it's only one way, or it's this way, or it's very structured. When you can find that freedom of expression, you can really branch out into so many different ways, and you kind of have a limitless potential and possibility to do many different things. So I think somebody can learn to be an artist, but more importantly, I think they can learn to express themselves in a positive and a healthy way. So I encourage everybody to find their inner artist and their inner voice, for sure.
That's awesome, man. That's really inspiring. Thanks for sitting down and talking with us. Is there anything else you want to share with our viewers?
Oh man, yeah, no problem. I really appreciate you guys hitting me up, calling me over. I hope everybody is staying in this time that we're in. I hope everybody's staying safe. I hope everybody's taking care of each other, their family, their mental health, their physical health, and man, I hope everybody's staying inspired and making art, making music, and just being good to one another. So thanks for having me.
Sweet, thanks a lot. All right, see you later, Reed.
Yeah. All right, bye. See you guys. Take care.